Now let's talk about the oil light. The question is, when you see the oil light on your dashboard, should you be panic or not? Yes, you should be very panic when you see the light on the dashboard at the very first second. You should be very panic because it means something is wrong with your engine or in your engine. So what are the causes of the oil light that comes on the dashboard? Normally we're gonna have the three main causes here, which is the fail oil, not old, the fail oil pump. If your oil pump is failed, it's gonna blink the oil light on the dashboard. Another cause is the low oil level. If your oil level is low, it's gonna bring the oil light. So this, maybe you might ask, how can the oil level give you the oil light on a dashboard? So let's say you have a sump here. You have a sump. Now you have your straw. Let's put as a straw here. This is a sump, so we have a straw here. So your oil here. Now what happens is, let's say your oil is full here. We're going to have another sump here with a straw. So when your pump sucks the oil from the sump, it sends it to your engine, then it lubricates your engine and comes back into the sump. So what happens is, if your level is low, let's say it's there. Now your engine sucks the oil. It sucks the oil. When it sucks the oil, send it up. Now, since the oil, the level is low, it's going to look like this. So it's going to be there. So what will happen is, it might take long to bring back the oil in here. Then what is going to happen is, this straw here is going to suck air. So once it's sucking air, you're going to have an airlock. So now once you have an airlock in the system of the engine, the oil might come back here maybe to get to this level again. Let's say level 1, level 2, level 3. The oil might come back and come to this level. But since now your straw sucked the air, now you have airlock in the system. Then your switch is going to detect that you do not have oil coming to the engine. Then it's going to give you the oil light. This is when your level of the oil is low. That is going to happen. That's when you're going to have this, because you're going to have an airlock. Another cause of the light, oil light on your dashboard is the low oil pressure. So normally the low oil pressure is going to be caused by this guy. It's going to lead us back to the fail oil pump, or due to the faulty oil switch. So if you have a faulty oil switch or sensor, you're going to have the oil light, which is going to be due to this detecting that you have low oil pressure. Even if you don't have a low oil pressure, the sensor might detect that you have a low oil pressure, because it's not detecting any oil movements or any oil pressure, because it's faulty. Once your sensor or switch is faulty, it's gonna send a message to ECM to say you have a low oil pressure, which is going to lead to give you the oil light. Now, what to do when your oil light comes on a dashboard? These are some things that you can do when your oil light comes on a dashboard. First thing first, pull over, then switch off the car. So you have to pull over immediately when you see the light on a dashboard, switch off the car. Then you have to open the bonnet and check the engine. Check the engine. If there is any leaks. If there's no any leak, you check your engine is not leaking, you're not losing any oil, then we're gonna do our two tests to see if we have a failure oil pump, or we have a failure in with the oil switch. Let's test. So what we're gonna do to test this is you're gonna start the car, now, and listen to the engine. Listen to engine sound. How does your engine sound? Everyone knows how his engine sound. If there's any change of the engine sound, like maybe it's making noise than the way it used to run before, most definitely you have the failure of oil pump. If you start your engine and then there's no any funny sound, your engine just sounds normal. It takes us back to 40 oil switch stroke sensor. If you have the 40 oil switch sensor, your engine is going to sound normal, no funny noise. If you start the car and you don't have a oil light on it, but when you accelerate you are having the oil light freaking on the dashboard, then you must know you have a 40 oil switch or sensor. But if you start the car, then you have the light on a dashboard, but when you accelerate the light goes away, then you must know that you have a 40 oil pump. You need to be with me here. If you start the car, then there is no light on a dashboard. Only when you accelerate the light comes on. You must know you have a 40 oil switch. If you have a light on a dashboard, but when you accelerate the light goes away, you must know that you have a failed oil pump. So if the light is not there, but when you accelerate you're getting the light, you have this 40 oil switch, you're good to go. You can continue with your journey and get mechanic checked if you're not going to be able to check it yourself. Another test that you can do before you leave is, if it's two of you, once the car is idling, you come to the bonnet, open the oil cap where you normally top up your oil. Open that cap. One person must accelerate. The moment is accelerating, then you do not see any oil jumping off the oil cap here. you must know now you have a low oil pressure, which is caused by the 40 oil pump. If you accelerate, nothing jumps off here. You must know that you have a failure for the pump, because now there's no pressure, it's not picking up anything. But if you start the car, there's no oil light on the dashboard, but when you accelerate, the light comes on, but the oil also jumps out of your oil cap. You must know that your pump is okay. The oil light is showing because you have a 40 switch. That is not it's sending false messages to the ECM to tell you that you have a low pressure. But while you still have the enough pressure for the engine to run. So if you get this type of oil jumping off from the oil cap during this time and you're testing, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about anything else. Or the only thing you need to do is to reach your mechanic whenever you can, because this is your problem, and this doesn't make your car to go wrong. It's gonna just freak the light, but you'll be okay to go wherever you can go. But if you do this test and there's no oil jumping out from your oil cap here, you must know you have this, you can't drive. We're gonna repeat again. When you start the car, during the idling, you don't have any oil light on the dashboard, and the oil light only comes on when you accelerate. You have a 40 oil switch, and then the same test, if you open up the cap and then you're accelerating, there's oil jumping off from the from your oil cap. You must also know that you have a 40 oil switch. But if you start the car, then you have your oil during idling, you have oil light on the dashboard, but when you accelerate, the oil light goes away. You must know that you have a failure oil pump. And again, the next test is when you remove your oil cap and then you accelerate, there's no oil jumping off from your oil cap. You must know you have a 40 pump. This is how you're going to test if you have a failure oil pump or a failure or a 40 oil switch. So if you get a oil light on a dashboard, this can be your causes, and this is what you can do, and this is how you can test it to make sure if it's the 40 switch or it's the 40 pump.